Hello, Jess Too Good here, and today I'm taking a look at the LEGO Harry Potter 4 Privet Drive set. This has 6 minifigures, a total of 797 pieces, and retails for $70 in the United States, where it releases August 1st. Now, LEGO sent me this to review, but all opinions in this video are my own. The Harry Potter minifigure of this set is the same one from the Whomping Willow set, which has a flying fort in it as well. The torso print isn't exclusive to the Harry Potter line, but still quite rare. It was introduced in that 2018 set, but I remember they used it for Ned in that Spider-Man Homecoming pack. The design for Harry does have the same face print from 2018, where he has a happy look on one side and a more frightened look on the other side. Of course, we do have a new Hedwig here, where we have Hedwig for the first time with the wings all spanned out. Really like how that new piece looks all together. It just is a nice variant with the other owl piece, which we do get a second owl in this set, and it has some nice printing at the front as well. Much like Harry, Ron Weasley is also the same design from the Whomping Willow set, with a torso that is a little bit more rare than Harry's. This design does have an alternate face at the back, where he looks pretty shocked, and that's the same face print that they used in a lot of the 2018 versions of Ron Weasley. This is the same Dobby from the collectible minifigure series, except they changed up the face print, where this version has an open smiling mouth. Little variants like that I appreciate, instead of them just reprinting the same version in the CMFs. I like that. The Vernon minifigure is our first Vernon since 2002. This design actually has 2 new pieces, with a new printed face that looks pretty angry on one side, and then an alternate facial expression which looks pretty happy on the other side, but it's more of an evil grin if you know Vernon. The design of the torso is not new, but this hairpiece apparently hasn't come in any of the other sets in this color. I thought that was just a common color for it, but then I thought about it and I'm like, oh yeah, that comes in dark gray in a lot of sets, but never in this stone gray. So that's kind of interesting. Petunia Dursley has a new torso print as well as a new face print. Really like the autumn leaves on the torso. That's just a really nice design. And the face print has an angry look on one side and a more shocked look on the other side. And finally, we have our first Dudley minifigure, just like this set has our first Petunia minifigure. The torso print is new and exclusive with prints on both sides. The face print has a shocked look on one expression and a more devilish grin on the other side. That face print is exclusive to the set as well, and it uses Emmett's hair. Of course, the main part of the set is for Privet Drive, but there are 3 more separate builds. We'll start out with the house. I'm a sucker for houses built with Lego, and the design for this is one of my favorite houses built with Lego that they've put out in quite a bit. This does have an open face back, so it's not like a dollhouse design, which is okay for a set of this price. But I usually prefer the dollhouse design for a more complete look at all angles. And there's different crevices all around, even this side panel, which you can open up to access the room beneath the stairs. We'll take a close look at everything. Let's just start at the front. The door at the front has a sticker on both sides, with the front showing the mail pouring out. And if you open it up, on the other side, it's boarded up. And to the right of that, there's a 1x1 circular tile with a sticker, which, we usually get those pieces printed because they're such small stickers, it's a pain in the butt to line up. But yeah, it's kind of lame that that is stickered on. To the left, I like this plant design where they use different leaf pieces and green pieces to have a pretty interesting build. And if you go to the side of the house, you could open this part up like I showed earlier, and we could get a look at Harry's room beneath the stairs. There's just enough room to have Harry standing up. The bed design is pretty cute as well. There's also a stickered shelf design, which I like how they have actual Lego pieces stickered on there, where we have a horse and also those mini figurines. I just like it when they keep it in the world of Lego, interpreting things from the movie. And to the other side here, there's also a broom as well as a shovel. And of course, like I said earlier, you could close that up, which this little lantern right here, it makes it easy to open. Moving on to the first floor of the house, I like how the door for the room under the stairs has a nice grading sticker on it. Also a love seat on one side, which uses some nice purples. The couch on the other side uses some nice purples and can fit 2 more minifigures. This fireplace right here comes into play with this little gear here for the play feature, which we'll get to later. Above the fireplace, there's a nice 2x3 stickered photo frame of the family. And if you look in that corner over here, there's actually a pretty nice build for a lamp. I also like the potted plant to the right, as well as this rug design in between the seats. The build for the stairs is rather simple with some 2x4 bricks, and to the railing, I really like how they use the telescope piece in white as well as some clipped pieces to get all that framing right. At the top, it leads us to Harry's room from the second movie. It may be strange to some people that both rooms are for Harry, but he is the main character of this franchise, and also I don't even know any of the Dursleys' rooms, though I do believe this was Dudley's at one point. Either way, we have a 2x2 stickered tile of Harry's parents right here, and that just goes on this desk design, which is rather simple. There's also a sticker for a little Hogwarts display. And to the right, we have a 2x2 printed tile, which has a newspaper that says The Boy Who Lived. That's not a new print, that's returning from 2018. And then we have a nice design of this bed right here, which I like how they have the different colors for the blanket. Also, to the right here is another play feature, which is a very easy to remove window, and this comes into play with the flying forward. We'll take a look at that combination later on. Also, it's time to look at that first play feature. So you see on the side of the house how there's this small little hole right here. Well, the set gives 3 1x2 tiles of these newer letter designs, and you could load those into that hole. Then twist this gear to left, and all the letters fly out of the fireplace. A better view of how that all works is that these beams right here are holding all those mail pieces from being released. So you can see as you push this down, those beams come down and all the mail comes flying out. Finishing up the house with exterior details, the design of this does have a nice use of tan and dark tan for the walls, which come together very nicely. Also love the 1x3 roof bricks coming together for some nice shingle designs where you have them at different levels, and it just makes for a very realistic looking house. Also at the top here, we have a chimney design. But that is it for the build of the house. Let's take a look at those side builds. There's a sign build at the front, which has a 1x4 stickered tile that says Privet Drive. Also, this owl design was from 2010 and didn't appear in too many sets, so it's nice to see it in this set. And I like how they have the owl perched there, just using this piece at the side. As the build leans more towards the Chamber of Secrets, we have the cake that Dobby levitates, which the design of uses some clear pieces at the bottom, and it has some nice colorful pieces at the top. I just like how all those come together for a pretty tasty looking cake. And finally, there's a build for the Flying Ford. Now, if you remember, 2 years ago in the Whomping Willow set, we got the Flying Ford, but this one is slightly different. The one from the Whomping Willow set doesn't have these stickered windows at the side. Also, the design from the Whomping Willow has a different trunk, where the Whomping Willow one actually looks a little bit better in my opinion, where they just use one 1x4 piece with a slope to it, also a 1x4 tile. It just makes it more round, while this one uses 1x2 little sloped pieces, and it has those gaps in between that make it look a little bit less smooth and round. It's not a big deal, but the trunk is different here as well, where not only does it only have one of these suitcases compared to the two from the Whomping Willow, but we do have that chain design, which comes into play feature we'll take a look at later in the set. Also, the build for this newer one is less smooth than the build for the older one, but I think the shaping in this one is just a little bit more accurate. Either way, for this newer one, it does have the same stickered front plate. As I said at the side, this part is a sticker, as well as this part. But this is the same printed door piece they used from that 2018 version. Now you could easily remove the roof right here to fit your minifigures inside. Now the interior fits 2 minifigures like the 2018 version. I kind of wish they just changed up the size of this car for this particular set. Done something more risky because we still have that great 2018 version, because Fred and George are in this particular scene. They're not in the Whomping Willow scene driving the car or whatever. So it would have been cool to see them try to fit 4 minifigures there, and then we would have got Fred and George. But then again, we're getting a great value with this set already, so it's really not a big deal. At the back for that chain build, let's do the play feature. With that attached to the pull piece, very easy to pull off and have Harry escape. But that's it for the builds of the set. Let's take a look at the packaging and then the final verdict. The box for the set uses a $50 box size that is kind of shocking to see for a $70 box, but I guess I got everything on here pretty well on display. And you can see some designs at the back as well. And the instructions have the non-retail exclusives advertised at the end. So overall, at $70, for Privet Drive is an absolutely fantastic set. I love LEGO houses, and this takes housing to another level, where we do have very nice details, not only for play, But for display, I think the front just looks fantastic, especially topped off with how they do the roof. And there's some great minifigures here where there's so many exclusive prints, characters we haven't gotten in years before with the Dursleys, and a build that is just very fresh because the last time we got this was what, 2002? Now it is weird that they threw in the flying forward here, but not too weird since it makes sense in context of the scene. It just feels like a very short remake at a 2-year difference. But as a whole, I'd rate this one an A. There's little shortcomings here and there with maybe some pieces that shouldn't have been stickered. I would say the exclusion of the 2 Weasley twins, it would have been kind of cool to maybe try something new with the flying forward. But again, at $70, the flying forward to me is just an extra part of this set. The build and everything else included already make up for that price. That's just my 2 cents. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Special thanks to LEGO for sending me this to review, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.